Hello world, hello, welcome back once again to the Unchristian Podcast. My name is Mpho Moshiga. I'm your host on this podcast, and thank you for joining us once again and giving us space in your home, in your radio, in the car there, wherever you're listening from. Thank you so much for just opening up and giving us an ear for another amazing, not just episode, but conversation that is insightful and enriching. If this is your first time, or if you haven't subscribed, please do click on the subscription button there on YouTube and the notification bell, as well as on all the other platforms, all the other podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you're listening through. Subscribe there, follow, leave us a comment. It helps this platform to grow so much. Shout out to my co-host Nandipa, who's not here today. She'll be joining us next time. Today, as it is Women's Month, we are hosting queens on this episode on the Unchristian Podcast. Queens in the business field who are doing wonderful things, and I'm going to do something very different today. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. Tell us who they are and what do they do, and all of that. But we've got an amazing episode in store for you. We're going to talk all things business, life, relationships, the economy, and how we can make it through. And just to give you some inspiration as women listening to this, that you can also build successful businesses and brands in South Africa, in Africa as a whole. All right. So on to my extreme left, we shall begin. Oh. Talk to us, ma'am. Hello.
Hi.
You good?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Thank you for coming. I'm good.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Tell the viewers who you are and what do you do.
So my name is Mpho Moshiga.
Yes.
And I'm a founder and brand owner of Lepyatla Apparel, which means a beautiful woman. Yeah. But we don't just sell clothing, we sell confidence.
Oh, I love that. It's beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Is there not a word? What language is that?
It's actually a slang. It's mostly used in Pretoria.
Yeah,
so mostly used in Pretoria.
Le kopanyang bondate in the mix.
So that I've had requests for lepara and whatnot, exactly. And I was like, guys, my focus now is on building confidence in women
and in the women.
So so my focus is now in women and gents. I've closed you outside. I have locked the door. Listen here. I'm not entertaining the requests. Because it's about women.
Yes, good. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that confidence issue. It's a big problem.
Absolutely.
Or challenge.
Absolutely.
In us all, but also primarily in women.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack there, right? And ma'am, tell us about you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Ndomiso, for having me. So I'm Zoey Mkabela.
Yes.
So I'm the CEO and founder of the Volumicious hair care brand.
Yeah.
I am a multi-award-winning entrepreneur.
Come on, girl. Tell us. Yes.
I'm a woman of faith.
Yeah.
I'm a vision board activist. So
awesome.
I believe in the power of vision and dreaming.
Yes.
And I'm a mom.
Lovely. Vision boarding works?
Vision board.
Yeah, vision boarding. Does it work?
Yes, it does work. Because I built the business by
On
having
it.
a vision board. So
Amazing.
That's why I believe in the power of vision and that women must have a vision and dream big because our dreams are valid.
Yeah. I'm not so big in journaling, and I heard journaling is very good, writing down your thoughts and I used to journal in church, but journaling is a skill. So this is part of it. This is a form of it because you're writing down.
So for me, I don't write down. Okay. I create image, like I look for images that speaking to what I want to have, and I put it on the screensaver of my phone. So every time I touch my phone, I see it. It creates a picture in my head and a reminder that this is what you need to do. And I got that from Steve Harvey.
Lovely. Yeah. What does it mean to be a woman in the 21st century for you, a great successful woman? And both of you must answer this one. What
does it mean to be a woman?
Yeah.
Sure. I think for me, being a woman It's about, well, there's a lot, you know. But for me, being a woman, it means that I can be anything that I want to be. I'm not defined by a man. I'm not defined by material things. For me, I always say I'm defined by whose I am. You know, because we live in a world that is very materialistic.
Of course.
We live in a time where it's about the tangible things, and it's about what you have. If you don't have this, then you don't fit in. But for me, having lived in the best of both worlds, having experienced lack and also having experienced wealth, for me, being a woman is about being defined by God, because I'm a Christian and I'm a child of God. So I'm defined by whose I am. You know, I'm defined by the God who lives in me. You know, and having God living in me, I can wake up every day. You know, even though life is full of challenges, I can wake up every day and face the world and be confident. You know, in who I am.
Is a woman's source of happiness money?
You know what? The Bible says money answereth all things.
That's right.
In terms of material. You know, materially.
Yeah, money gives options.
Yes, money gives options, but money cannot buy love. Money cannot buy health. Money cannot buy peace. You know, money can enable happiness. You know, even in relationship, love is sweeter when there's money. You know. So so in to some extent, yes, it does make us happy, because when there's no money, we are stressed. But how am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to do? You know. So money is an enabler. It's an enabler. It's an enabler, but it's not everything.
And I do understand it is a security thing as well. Absolutely. That is so important to women.
Yeah, but you see, like I said, you can have money, or let's say you've got a man that has got money, but if he beats you up,
then what?
If he abuses you emotionally, then that money is really meaningless. But it's an enabler. We really want it.
And what does it mean to be a woman in the 21st century?
For me, it means being an activator. You now have the freedom to activate your dreams. We are no longer in the era where our grandparents the woman would stay at home and raise kids while the man is out there working. Of course. So we have now been given that freedom to do what we want, to be the ones that bring in the pie. You know, so I love that about where we are right now, to go for what we want and to be who we are. We are no longer shadowed by our partners, but we are ourselves. And I think it's an amazing gift that we have now.
You said earlier you sell confidence. This confidence issue, why is it such a challenge in the context of women to have confidence in yourself?
I don't think we realize the power that we have as women. You know, you'd see this beautiful woman and you see that she's and sometimes it's the experiences, the life experiences that kill our confidence. And you look at how she portrays herself and you're like, I wish I could just give you 2% of my confidence, you know. Just like you wish you could sit them down and make them realize the power that they carry as women. So I think that's one of the reasons why there's this we sell confidence, because I've actually witnessed how confident women become when they're wearing Lepyatla. But I'm so beautiful, because you don't need someone to tell you, you're wearing it. So firstly, before you went out of the house, you looked at yourself in the mirror and you saw this. That's affirmation.
Right.
You know, it already says I'm beautiful. And there's actually another flame that we did. It's in a shape of a flame, because when you're beautiful, you're hot. Within that shape of a flame, we write words that resonate with beauty.
Amazing.
And there's confidence. There is I deliberately left the word strong out, because there's too much expectation from being strong, from being Mbokodo. So this time I was like, we're leaving out the word strong.
Right.
Instead we use soft.
Okay.
And
that's big. I'm hearing a lot of ladies say they're tired of being Mbokodos.
Yes, yes. Listen, now we want to be marshmallows.
Mbokodoing is a trap, I've heard.
Yeah. Yes.
Now is that a thing? Is that a thing for I ask women all the time. Okay, guys, you don't want to be strong anymore.
No.
And what are you saying? Because as men, we can easily misinterpret what you are saying by this statement. I want to be soft, I want to be feminine. You know, what are you saying by this as women? And both of you can have a bite at this.
Zoe and I were having a conversation offline about.
I wish we were recording you, because I think there was some good content there.
Right? And we both share very similar experiences that in our previous relationships we were the stronger ones, the go-getters, you know, which actually helped us to be where we are.
Sure.
But sometimes you just want to be vulnerable. You just want to be soft, man. Like, you know,
be taken care of.
Be taken care of instead of going out and being the one that goes to the war.
Yeah. The hunter.
You know, so we want to be those. We want to be soft. Sure. We want to be taken care of. Yeah, man.
I get you. And for you, Zoe?
You know, like she was saying, the expectation of being, you know, strong. Yeah. And you get so many women that they are hiding, you know, behind that strength, and yet inside they are breaking.
Yeah.
You know. So I think sometimes it's just a lot of pressure that is put on us women to just be to be strong, and not being able to even vocalize, you know what, I'm dying. You know? Like she said, we want to be taken care of. Not that we are lazy.
No.
You know, we are hustlers. We are out there. We are go-getters. Just like the Proverbs 31 woman, the Bible says she was waking up early in the morning looking after.
She was a busy woman.
And it says that her husband was known because of her. You know, but it doesn't mean that because we are like that, then someone must fold their hands. And watch us. We need to compliment. We need to compliment.
It is a partnership.
It is.
We're building something here.
Exactly.
That's big for us together.
Exactly.
I get you. Wow. And how's the response been to your brand? Do women get what you are, your vision? Do they get it? The confidence selling. Do they get it, or is it just about clothing to them?
They do.
Awesome.
I'm loving the pictures. So on Fridays we have Lepyatla Friday.
All right.
Where they send pictures of themselves wearing.
Awesome.
And you can tell the difference.
Something is different, man.
From when they're wearing their normal clothes and when they're wearing the out of the ordinary Lepyatla. You know that there is a difference. Even the ones that don't like pictures much, but they'll make sure. I want to send a picture because I want to take a picture and send it to Mpho so that she posts it for Lepyatla Friday. So I'm honestly loving the responses and how it's building the confidence in women.
That's awesome.
We're only a year old.
Okay.
And so far it's looking good.
Yes.
I'm loving the responses. Like we're saying that we're selling the confidence more than it's just any item of clothing.
Sure. So we're talking earlier on that all of us have got something in common. We are divorcees. Maritain soldiers, Kaufel.
Maritain soldiers.
I call divorce a near-death experience. That's what I call it. It's
painful.
It's
it is. It is.
Even the word painful doesn't even, say. How did you walk that journey? And I don't know if that for you happened. I think if your brand is only a year, it means it probably happened before the divorce. Right? And for you starting your business, was the business already there, and you had to fight your way forward, or your business only came after you went through divorce? And how was your experience building this brand, building this empire, but you're still dealing with some internal issues? Take us a bit through that.
So for me, I started side hustling in 2013. Right. So I got married in 2011.
Right.
And, you know, I think my red flags, for most of us, we ignore them.
Yeah.
You know, because the red flags are there early.
Yeah. And that's what everyone says in hindsight.
Yeah, no.
She has
you see. Yeah, it's always that thing. Oh, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. And when you get to that bridge, you find that I actually can't cross this bridge.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So for me, got married in 2011 against my parents' will. They were not, I didn't get the blessing, you know, of my parents. And I always say, you go to the blessing of a parent is more important than the blessing of a pastor.
Yes.
So when I got married, my whole family was not there. I walked down the aisle alone. Because I'm very stubborn. When I want something, I want it.
Yes.
I believe in the saying that says the cave that you fear to enter possesses the treasure that you seek. And the treasure that I wanted at the time was marriage, and obviously because it's
like,
that's a story for another
forever
day.
And you do things by the book.
Exactly. You know, we grew up in church, and you know, you must live holy, and no sex before marriage, and all that stuff. You know, so we got married, and then obviously, you become I was the breadwinner.
Okay.
So I started side hustling just to supplement, the income. And then 2016, I lost my hair because of the stress. So that's how Volumicious, you know, came about. Beautiful. It was just a product to grow my own hair. I was in corporate. I like the confidence that you talk about, because we also sell confidence, you know, hair confidence in men, women, and children.
Yeah.
So I started side hustling, doing both business and corporate, you know. So the challenges of obviously, you know, managing both became too much. That this was growing as well. So that's when I dropped the ball and left corporate. So for me, I left my marriage in 2019. 2019, I left marriage, I left corporate. Same year.
Big decisions in 1 year.
Big decisions in 1 year.
Sure.
And when I made those decisions, that's when I experienced the growth. You know, and I'm not an advocate for divorce, but I'm also an advocate for, you know, don't stay in a dead thing, because the more you stay in something that is dead, you also start to die. You know,
the decay kills you.
Yeah, it kills you. You know, it kills you on the inside. You know, God hates divorce, but I also think that as Christians or unchristian,
yes, ma'am.
Hypocrisy. You know, the worst form of prison is the prison of pretense. Pretending that you are happy when you are not.
When you're not.
Living for other people and living abantu bazotini. And now I found myself, you know, in that. But it's when I decided, you know what, let me pull the plug. I pulled the plug, and then I decided to focus on what was bringing me happiness.
And you chose you.
Yes, I chose me, and I chose this, which was working. You know, so while going through all that pain, I found something that was giving me happiness. And the happiness didn't just come from the fact that it grew my hair, but it came from the fact that I saw that other people's lives were also starting to change because of it. People are being empowered because of it. So through this, I found my purpose. And it also helped me deal with the pain. You know,
and
the pain of loss.
How did you deal with it?
You know, it's so funny that in the past weeks I was actually reflecting on the past 5 years, because that's when I actually walked out of my marital home. 2018. It's so weird because I also changed jobs. Because I worked for the same company with my ex.
I see.
So then with change, you need to get yourself out. It's hard. Very, very hard. I thought we had achieved. We bought a house that we both wanted. We were excited, you know. So, but there was no happiness in that house. I keep saying a house because it was not a home. And so I had to leave. It was very painful to leave, but it's when I chose me. I remember going to my mom saying, can I please use your car? I'm going to move out now. And she's like, no. And, you know, being raised in a Christian home, they would not entertain divorce. They would not condone it. And I was like, Mama, get up. And this is where we choose between me going to move out now and me coming home in a coffin. And that's when she was like, take my key, go.
When you said those words, I was like, whoa, all right.
Like, okay, I understand. And I had to go and squat into a 2-bedroom flat with a friend who had advertised that she's looking for someone to share with. So I'm like, okay, getting out of that house to this, okay. All right, I'm now doing me. Starting a new job, I need to put a front that I'm okay. I'm dealing with moving into a new place, and
newly separated.
And I'm separated. I'm starting a new job. I had then I had a side hustle. I did boat cruises, and I don't know if you guys remember the incident where the boat caught fire in Hartis.
I remember,
and people died. It was my event. So
no way.
At that time, I'm going to court. There are summons. There was just a lot happening at the same time, you know. And when I knock off from that new job, I would actually go and sit at McDonald's because I don't want to go into that new place because I need to chit-chat, and I don't want to chit-chat. I want to sit and listen to myself. But you see, this dark cloud that you don't think will actually move, you know. But God has just been amazing. So I was doing that reflection on how when you are inside, you don't think you'll ever get out, but you do. And when you look back, you're like, God, I would not have done it on my own, you know. So and I think through the years, you need to get yourself back because you lose yourself in the process. So, and initially, before the whole thing, I had always been a person that would stand out, a loud person. Like when I walk into a room, it just lights up. But it breaks your confidence because you think, what's wrong with me? Was it my fault? What did I do wrong? And the things that are said to you by the person, and they sit in you. And I think now I'm at a point where I'm out, and maybe that's why the confidence is so important to me. Because we go through things that break us, but the question is, how do you put the pieces together and be yourself again? It's not easy to get yourself back, but it's on you.
Yes, it's on you. It's a beautiful story of victory. There's in through all the pain that we go through, the fact that we are still standing. It's just testament that we can do anything. I do not wish divorce on anybody. It's one of the most painful things that a person can go through. But also getting through that can really show you some strength that you didn't know about yourself that you have, right? But interesting. So let's go back to the journey of this little baby here. How many years now has Volumicious been around?
So I launched it in 2017 on social media, and that's after I actually got rejected on a position that I was vying for in corporate.
What's your corporate background, by the way?
So I've been in sales. I've worked I've been in sales. I've worked for global companies for 10 years. So I've got 10 years of corporate experience. Yes. So I launched Volumicious 2017 on social media, and it was after the position that I was vying for, I was not successful. And I always say that rejection is redirection. It had to take that rejection for me to actually realize that this is what God has given me. And at that time, I was staying in Diepsloot. Life was really tough. You know, I was staying in an RTP house, and I really felt stuck. You know, and I always tell people that the solution to our problems is with us. And the solution that I had was this thing that had grown my hair. And God gave me the wisdom to be able to recognize that this is what you must work on and focus on. So 2017, I put it on Facebook. And then I started promoting using the progress pictures because the products provide results. So your hairline, bald patches, hair that's not growing, it's a product that provides results. So people were seeing the results, and that's how they bought into the product.
So you said when you had your own hair loss, that's when it started. How did you start experimenting with formulas and all of that?
I studied science at the University of Stellenbosch.
I see.
And part of my research project involved looking at hair loss in animals. So then 8 years later, when I was on maternity leave, I revisited my research project because everything happens at the molecular level. So part of my university project was to investigate a plant that was causing hair loss in newborn lambs. So they were born without fur. So there was an active compound that was in the plant that was reversing the hair growth. So 8 years later, I'm on maternity leave, I decided to look at the opposite effect. Look at active compounds that are in plants that can bring back hair. And I found quite a lot of them after doing a lot of research. I contacted the local cocoa manufacturing company. I asked them to mix those actives that I had found. Then I started testing it on my hair. So during this time when I'm testing, like, wanting, because my hair had fallen off because of the stress. Like I was stressed, depressed, suicidal, So I decided to now test the samples on my hair because I wanted my hair back, Then during that time when I'm testing the product, I'm also now working for this company. So when the position that they opened that I was already acting in, I was looking for...
That always sucks when you are acting well.
Yes, I was doing the job. I was acting in the position.
Sometimes this acting is not even paid.
No, it's not. So for me, when all of that was happening, that's when I decided, let me put this on social media, activate. So I activated social media 2017. When I was married, I was off social media.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I didn't want any distractions.
Yes,
So I activated my Facebook. Then I posted my progress, my 1 year progress picture to say, oh, look at my hair. And people said, I know. You've never had hair problems. Trust people with hair problems will believe that this thing of yours work. And obviously coming from a sales background where you must push. So I started looking for people that had receded hairlines, hair that's not growing, giving them to test the product. And they saw results. The hairline came back, bald patches, they closed. Someone whose hair hadn't grown in 5 years. In 3 months, she had a bush of hair.
Amazing.
Plus my own pictures. Then I started using that to really aggressively market. And because people were seeing the results, that's how the business started to grow.
Amazing stuff.
2019, that's when I left corporate. And focus full-time on the business.
Oh, amazing.
And just after I left, COVID.
That's another thing.
A pandemic.
But for me, COVID was the opposite for me because that's when the business actually grew.
Oh, interesting stuff.
That's where I actually saw the hand of God. So after I resigned from corporate, I heard a video by Steve Harvey. You know, Habakkuk 2:2-3.
Yes.
They always preach about write the vision down so that he who sees it may run with it. But Steve Harvey puts it in a different way. He says, look for the pictures that speaking to what you are trusting God to do for you. And at that year, I had left my marriage and I was so broken. I was so hurt and going through the pain. And I remember one day, I just heard God say, look for pictures. What are you trusting me to do for you? So I went and I looked for pictures. One was a billboard, the hair clinic and other things. And I put it on a screensaver of my phone. So after I resigned from corporate, when COVID hit, I presented the vision board to God. I said, this is what I'm trusting you for. And in that year of 2020, the first Volumicious billboard was flighted on William Nicol.
That's amazing.
On one of the prime sides of the work, and that strengthened my faith. And I think it was also God healing me. Because instead of focusing on, I've lost, and for me, what was worse is I was a pastor's wife. So I didn't only leave a marriage, but I also lost the ministry.
I get that.
So that pain, you're dealing with the pain of, yes, I lost the marriage, but the ministry, the people you were ministering to, the people who were looking up to you. I remember another lady saying, what about the things you used to preach to us?
People will say that.
I'm
a pastor too. And,
really?
Wow. And so when I got divorced, moved from ministering to being churchless.
Wow.
Churchless for like almost a year. So
really?
It's I almost said another bad word. It's a mind effort. It's like the identity crisis that you have at that time.
You lose yourself.
You lose, exactly.
It's ridiculous. So I really get it when you say, and people say, but what about the things? I was speaking to relationships, doing marriage events, on radio as well, doing this. So I was the guy who was supposed to not have a marriage that failed.
So for me, I mean, going through all of those things, the condemnation. I felt like a failure.
Of course.
And I had to fight. So for me, I think this was also a healing for me.
That's right.
So when the things that were on the vision board started to manifest, it's like God was building my faith.
I get you.
And He gave me a different platform, because we always think that ministry is being on the pulpit. Nkulunkulu was preparing a bigger platform for me to minister. Not through actions where people can see the power of God at work, knowing where you are and where you are. Where you were from to where you are, and they can see that surely this must be, the hand of God. The hand of God. Yeah. And I always say that failure is part of success. And failure is part of the process.
Yes.
There is a reason why we go through things. There's a reason why it had to happen to you. There is a reason why it had to happen to you. And really it's because of the platforms that God has prepared for us and the other broken people that you are going to meet along the way. And you've already passed through it. And you're going to pull them back up again. To pull them back up again.
I hear you very well. And so now you've got a big range. Are these all your products that are here?
This is not all the products that are here.
You've still got more.
Yes, we've got a product for men, women, and children. Okay. So, men are also balding.
I was telling you off camera, I was growing this afro.
And don't go and cut it. Yeah.
Yesterday I ran a poll on Facebook. I was like, guys,
don't cut.
I got I think close to 100 comments and 90% were saying just cut.
No, don't cut.
For my reason is that I'm experiencing hair loss on the top. On the sides, nice, thick volume. I've been using decent products, but at the top, all of a sudden.
No, this is a permanent solution.
Yeah, stress. It is stress.
It's mostly stress and genetics.
Because I don't have balding in the family.
Yeah, it could be stress.
So I know it's part of stress management.
Yeah. So this is the permanent solution. Yeah. These products will
I love what you said. Permanent solution.
Yeah, it's a permanent solution. Yeah, no, that's how we pause. Volumicious is a permanent solution to different hair problems experienced by men, women, and children.
Awesome.
Yeah. And also for the beard, we also have.
Oh, nice for the beard range as well. Okay. Yeah. Which product did you start off with? I see there's a big range. Yeah. But what did you start with?
I started with it was the hair food, oil, the shampoo, as well as the spray.
I see.
It was just these four. And then as time went on, obviously, listening to customers.
Yes.
Yeah. For me, I always take criticism constructively.
Yeah, we have to.
Even the brand identity used to be yellow, green. It was just mixed masala. I believed in the concept of plug, play, fix. You plug, you play, and then once you are playing, you see what you need to start to fix. So it was the hair food, oil, shampoo, and the spray. And then customers started coming to say, but what about the conditioner? What about this? What about that? And that's then how the range grew. And then when I started using the products on my daughter, she started to react. Then this range came. The sensitive. It's for kids and people with sensitive scalp. Yeah, because some of the ingredients in the products, they for people that have sensitive skin, it causes a reaction.
Lovely stuff.
So this,
all right, we'll get more into the details of your range. But I want to talk about Lepyatla.
Yes.
How did you see, or what brought around the ideas for the imaging and the designs, and what we see today in your range? How did those ideas start, and what inspired you? You knew you wanted to sell confidence, but now you've. The logo's there. It's on specific clothing items. How did that brand or product development process for you? How was it?
And actually, I had always known that I want to do something.
Sure.
But there was a friend that was throwing a party.
Okay.
And they said they want. The theme was local brands.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, I think this could be the time, because I'm very active on social media. I make noise. Okay. And I had always used the hashtag Lepyatla, on my pictures and all of that. Yes. And I was like, okay, it's time. It's time for me to use that party to launch. And I want to see the responses. Actually, when I went to the party wearing the brand, it was just for me.
Yes.
Like you're saying that you started for yourself. Exactly. It was just for me. And the responses are what led me to actually making it a clothing brand and growing it, And as you grow your business and you get to understand what your market needs, then that's how you evolve.
Yes.
And at first it was just this, but I realized that no, people actually like the confidence part and all of that, and that's when we did the shape of a flame. I don't know if it's very clear.
It is clear
and
that
then
it is a flame. Yeah.
There are the words in that flame. So there's beautiful, ambitious, soft, radiant, dynamic. So when you're wearing this, it's not just Lepyatla, but even the words that resonate with the name.
Amazing.
So that's how we went on about it.
And where did you start? You just went to some person who prints, or did you even know where stuff is printed? Where can you get clothing and all of that?
So luckily, I'm surrounded by a lot of contacts, like designers and all of that. So I sat down with a designer,
nice.
And I asked him, "Can we do this?" And we played around. We first played around with the fonts. I remember we did it in the evening because I was going to the party the next day. So I was like, we need to pull this off. I had just bought a normal T-shirt from a store.
I see.
And just to wear it that day. And I remember I was out with my friends that evening, but I couldn't tell them yet what I was busy with. I just kept saying, "Okay, guys, sorry, I need to do something." And I had to do the approval of the fonts because I knew that this is the final.
This is the moment.
This is the moment. So we need to get the font right and whatnot. And so we got the font right. The next day we printed. And I have another male friend that has always believed in me that you are sitting on talent. So he held my hand. I actually appreciate him a lot. He held my hand, introduced me to suppliers.
Awesome.
And said, "Look, I use these suppliers for my own things, but I want to see you flourish. I will direct you to my suppliers." And then, I built a relationship with the suppliers. And as we go, we change. Like, sometimes they would say, like she was saying, she wants purple.
Yes.
And you always go back to the drawing board. It's very exciting because you always go back and say, "Oh, we can play around with these colors." Like, we did a multicolor. Yeah, this one. We did this multicolor. Nice. My cousin actually said, "I want something with colors," and she literally did it with her crayons. Nice. And then she sent it to me, and then we like, "Okay, let's give it a try." Then we gave it a try. I also added my twist and whatnot, and then the responses were amazing. So we keep listening to what our customers want and how to meet them halfway.
Yeah, wow, this looks so dope. Material looks good too. The colors are dope.
Thank you.
This is guys.
It is. It's absolutely important. And I always say that I will never sell something that I won't wear.
Of course.
Sometimes in business, people give you a quality that even they would not be proud to wear. But I sell what I know that I'll be happy with. So I make sure that the quality is good. On the T-shirts, I don't compromise on quality because this is my brand. And it's about my reputation as well, you know. And it's not a short-term thing. I'm seeing it as a brand that will grow. So instead of selling quantities now and then I lose customers, what is the point? So so the purpose is to have people that will grow your brand, and we've been growing through word of mouth as well. And when they see a person wearing it, and when you touch it, you're like, it's good quality. So so we're growing.
That's good. When you look at other local clothing brands as well, the likes of Zabobatu and Maxhosa and all of that, what things have you observed and learned that can make a brand successful? Because it's not easy building a brand from the ground up.
It's not.
It requires patience and skill. And one month you're like, yay, another month. Oh, what's going on here? Did I make the right decision? What have you learned in the industry that shows you that in this market, X is not going to work, but X works? What have you identified?
I think remaining relevant.
Okay. Right.
Making sure that you don't sleep on your product. Like you see that, okay, it's we first started off with just a plain a white T-shirt, black, and but you can't sell the same thing over and over because you want repeat customers as well.
Of course,
you don't want to sell once off to them. But when you come with different items, and we don't only do tops. Like now we've gone into tights. I love gym. I go to gym. So instead of wearing another brand, why not wear my own brand? And I'm always posting pictures. So why not post pictures wearing your brand? You know. So it's what I've learned from them is that they remain relevant in the market.
Yes.
So always come up with new stuff, try new stuff. We've also tried going to activations. I remember the other time I got very excited and I bought a lot of stock.
Yeah.
Because I was going to this activation, I thought it was going to be
yes.
big, and I was disappointed when I came back that I bought too much stock. But it doesn't go off. It's not food.
Yes.
So so I actually learned that it helped me, because when someone calls now and says, women ratted last minute, Chomi, I need a t-shirt tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, I just pull it out of my other room. I've made my other room a storeroom. So it has actually not gone to waste, but it has helped me with my response time.
Right.
So I don't have to wait for the supplier. Yes. I just pull them out, and that's what amazing. They like as well, the response time.
That's good. And you, Zoe? The beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry globally.
Yes.
But we are in an emerging economy where buying power is not as big as the US markets or European markets. But what are some of your challenges that moving through the industry, and what have you identified will make you successful?
I think for me, what has helped, having worked in corporate, we were taught about look for the problem and find the solution.
Right.
So the product, how it's positioned, it's a solution-based. It's a solution-based products. Women, men, children are struggling, with hair.
Yes.
And now we've got 2 hair clinics.
Amazing.
Yeah, 2 hair clinics where people are actually coming, instead of just only buying the products, they also come where we do treatments to help
Where are they
them.
located, the clinics?
The first one is in North Riding on Malibongwe.
Right.
And then the new one opened this year in April in River Sands.
Awesome.
And that one is like a one-stop shop.
Wow.
And why I opened that one was because this one was becoming full, but also it was not catering for men.
Oh.
Men would come with their women, on Saturdays.
Yes.
Baba Cup.
Yeah, Baba Cup, Baba
sit on the couches.
Yeah, so having observed that, created a very beautiful space, for men to come and do their hair.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So for me, I think it's really about being creative. You be creative and look for the problems. Instead of complaining about the problems, look for the problems and come with the solution.
Sure.
For me, really, that has really helped. I've never had a month ever since I opened where I felt like I want to manage. And really, it's really about being consistent and really aggressive with the marketing. I've seen a billboard of Coca-Cola so huge, and I was like, these guys, as big as they are still advertising and marketing.
Absolutely.
It's being consistent and never arriving.
Marketing is a repetition game.
Yeah, so it's never arriving, because once you arrive, you stop to grow. And also for me, what also helps me is, like you mentioned, about Batu, and I mean, those guys, they are drive. They are by a push. So also us looking at those big brands, like, I also need to push. I cannot sleep on my brand. And now we've got social media. Social media is such a powerful tool.
It is.
Yeah, people are on social media, and Facebook, gives you tools to boost your posts and get even a wider and bigger market. So even if, like you're saying, for me, I with the brand, just using the tools that are there. It's really, I can never say that, this month is get better. It's really because of just being aggressive.
Awesome. So when someone comes to your clinic, because like I say, I was thinking of cutting, but now I'm thinking I'm going to visit your clinic. And then see what's happening.
You must go to the one in Riverside.
You're right.
The one that has a male section.
Yes, that's the one. I'm going to go there and say, guys, I've got a problem, right? So when I go there, what should I expect? What's the experience? What's the conversation?
No, when you get there, you must expect excellent service.
Come on. Yes, girl.
No, we're selling excellence at Volumicious.
Great.
For me,
love it.
The customer is king.
Love it.
You're gonna walk out of there feeling like, wow, these people make me feel important.
Nice.
And for me, that's what I always drive, even with my staff. To say the customers, the people that come here, excellence is how we work. It's one of our core values. So when you get there, obviously you're going to see beautiful women, beautiful ladies. Yes. They're going to make you feel like a king.
Right.
You know, they're going to look at your hair, assess and advise, you know, how you must look after your hair.
Oh, lovely. So, all right, then obviously I'll leave with some products to use.
Yes, you leave with some, and then they'll guide you on how to use them also.
Okay, no, beautiful. Yeah. When we think of the government or governance environment in South Africa, which a government has got the job to create a conducive environment for the economy and businesses to grow. But in South Africa, we're struggling with that a lot. Where are you hitting walls and difficulties within just that are caused by a governance problem? You can see that if our government would do this better, then my business would benefit more. Have you had any of those experiences yourselves, both of you, on that? Want to start?
I've always lived by the lower your expectations, the happier you'll be.
Yeah.
All right.
I do not want to create any dependency
of course,
on anyone.
Yeah.
I want to see how far I can push my brand. Because I've realized that when you create dependency, you'll be disappointed.
Exactly.
So I have not created that room for myself. I built the brand from scratch, from ground, and without asking for any assistance. And most of the youth empowerment programs until 35. So Tina, see you said that.
But even when we were still under, it was
still not really.
No,
it's there, but you see it there, but I've never seen it materialize for anyone.
We don't know the inside people.
Yes. So I believe that if you can do it on your own, rather do that.
Sure.
Instead of depending or waiting on the government. And especially when you are younger, saying, I still have time, 35 and whatnot. We're saying now, we've seen it, but we've never seen it materialize. So rather do it on your own. And don't create any dependencies.
And for you?
No, I mean, I agree with what she's saying. I built Volumicious without funding. I built it with my salary when I was still an employee. So I would take my whole salary and put it in the savings account because you need the labels, you need this, that. And all of that costs money.
They do.
And I always tell Abantu, even entrepreneurs, so don't wait for funding because you will wait forever. You know, so build with what you have. You know, and start where you are.
Amazing.
Don't depend, and especially when you're a self-starter. You know, if you can build this on your own without someone giving you 50,000, you know, you kill that dependency. You know that, you know what, I can do it on my own. Yes, there are, you know, the CEDA, there's GEP. We do apply here. Yes, you apply.
You apply.
Yes, you follow up. And
like it's even reading my applications.
and many people get discouraged there because you are waiting for this funding. You don't even know when it's gonna come. So imagine if you wait for funding, you wait forever. You know, I always say, do not wait for perfect conditions. You just start and push. Because we are self-starters. We build without funding. You know, so it's difficult. It's really difficult, and I think it's about who you know. You know, it's about knowing the right people. And it shouldn't be like that.
It shouldn't.
So let's advise the ladies out there. You've got maybe a young lady she's 26, maybe 27, 28. It's like, I want to start a business. Okay, what's the first thing they must do? Or the first few things they must do besides registering and opening a bank account? What should they do? How should they go about it? And of course, it's different for different fields and sectors, but generally, so if when you hear someone coming to you and says, I want to be a businesswoman, what comes to your mind?
For me, it's always the why. Why?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Why
are you doing this?
Why are you doing, or why do you want to do what you do? I mean, in the business, for example, I've got an option for distribution where people can come and sell the products. And every time they'll say, I want to be a distributor, I always ask for the why. Because for me, the why becomes the driving force.
It does.
If your why is small enough, you are going to be discouraged and you are going to give up. Number one, first determine why you want to do what you are doing, what purpose. What's the purpose for this? You want to give women, confidence.
That's the why.
That's the why. What's the purpose behind you wanting to? Do you want to just? Because people think that being in business is glamorous.
Yeah. It's nice. Guys, it's an extreme sport.
It's a calling. I'm telling you, entrepreneurship.
That's the word. It's a calling.
Yes, it's a calling. And for me, I always say entrepreneurship is about creating opportunities for employment. I'm not doing this for me to live my best life. I'm doing this to empower other people and to create employment. The purpose. And then go and research, go research about the field that you want to go into. Is it something that is really going to work for it? Do you see a need? Do you look for the gaps?
Right.
What are the gaps that are there that you can come and fill? Where are you going to get the money? How are you going to start? Does it mean that you must downgrade?
First.
Downgrade, move out of the big house, go stay at deep slotty in one room so that you can save this whatever you need to save. Because people think it's glitz and glamour.
But the level of sacrifice, they don't
the level of sacrifice is a lot. We don't sleep. We don't sleep, and we don't get. Me being full time in the business, there's no paycheck that I'm gonna get
that's
at the
guaranteed.
end. That's guaranteed. I create that paycheck, and for me now at the level of where I am, it's no longer about me. I've got families that are depending on me. So giving up is not even an option for me anymore. If it means I must sleep 4 hours, I will sleep 4 hours. So for the young lady that is sitting there thinking, I also want to do this, you must know that it's really not glamorous. Building is very painful. Laying the I always say success is painful. Poverty is painful. Choose your pain.
Choose your pain.
Choose your pain. So just know your why, the purpose, and really go and research into what you want to do. Look for the gaps and see where you can fit in. If you are going into baking, look how you can do it differently, so that the market can buy.
Differentiate.
And also the sky is big enough for all of us to fly.
It is.
The sky is big enough for all of us to fly. There's no one person that can completely saturate an entire market. Just go out there and believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Affirm yourself. Tell yourself. The power of words. When I opened the hair clinic, because I'm a Christian, I'm a child of God. When I opened the hair clinic, I used to call customers, like I would literally call them and I'll say they will come from the east, from the west, and I started seeing them come. The power of positive affirmation. It doesn't matter how small you start, believe in yourself and tell yourself that you will make it.
Amazing. What's your advice?
I think it's also about passion, because there are times where you'll get disappointed, but when you're passionate about it, you will still push to see your business grow. Like I mentioned earlier, that there's a time where I bought a lot of stock, and I was almost discouraged that, oh my goodness, I've wasted so much money. But it's not waste.
It's not waste.
It's not waste. It's still working for me. I still pull stuff from the other room. So it's passion. It's the purpose as well, the why. Why do you want to do it? Because sometimes we've become so materialistic and microwave driven that we want
instant
things
now.
We want things now. But when you're building something that is long term, you must know that you'll only reap the rewards later. Now it's about, the beginning is about building, and it's laying the foundation, and also how strong do you want your foundation to be. And that will be determined by the amount of sweat that you put in. So a young person, you're never too young.
Never too young to do it, right?
You're never too young. Just start. You need to start, because time awaits no one. By the time you realize, you thought you were 26, you'll start at 30, and then you're 35, and you're like, oh my goodness, how did I miss it? I always say that there's a very thin line between being too young and a little over age. If you had set something for yourself, if you had set a goal and said, by 30, I want to do this. But if you have the vision at 26, do it then.
Start.
Because you don't know what 30 is going to bring.
Exactly.
That's great, guys. So, once again, how can people get your products and how they can get a hold of you. Let's start with you, Mpho. You said social media, right?
Yeah.
But how do they tell us all the details and all the things.
For now, I'm still selling from the booth.
Yes.
We're still at ground level, but they can place their orders. Can I give my number?
Absolutely. Give all your details.
It's 082-837-6992. Right. You can get me on WhatsApp or you can give me a call. And we also on Instagram for now. Yeah. It's Lepyatla_Apparel. And that's where you'll find us.
Awesome stuff. All right. And for yourself, ma'am, Volumicious. Where is it available and where are the clinics again?
So we've got an online store.
Okay.
So it's www.volumicious.co.za. Or you can come to any of our hair clinics. The first one is in North Riding. The second one is in Riversense. If you go on our website, you'll see all the details there. You can also contact me on WhatsApp 076-124-2375. We also have distributors nationwide, inside and outside of South Africa. So if you are looking for a distributor that is in your area, you can also contact us on our WhatsApp line or on our landline, which is 010-476-0222.
Awesome. We'll put all the details on the screen.
Oh, we're also on social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Just look for Volumicious, Volumicious.
Yes. Yeah. And I want corporates and other people with organizations to even book you for speaking engagements to come and encourage people and develop, the next generation. I get it, the next generation makes you seem old, but those coming after us, It's just Badala, guys.
Yes, no, guys, I still Badala. No, guys, it's always you.
Guys, I really appreciated you coming to talk to us today. Thank you. I'm so excited about both your brands.
Thank you.
It's so good to just see the products, physically and touch them, and they look amazing. The clothing is the quality. I'm telling you now, the quality is brilliant. The embroidery work is just excellent. Even the hair products from Volumicious, packaging is excellent. You can see a lot happening. This is scalp treatment. It makes me think of the castor oil. Do you have castor oil?
Yes, we've got the oil. It's not castor oil.
But it's a different oil.
Yes, it's a different oil.
Hey, you see, Australia. But I'm gonna jump on your products. And I need to sort out my hair.
Yeah. December's around the corner.
You know what? And we'll do it. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. I really appreciate it. All right. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't to our channel, and please remember to share all our content. And from us, it's been a wonderful time with you. Thank you for joining us. God bless. All right. Amazing.